Attention! Newcastle officially unable to prevent Star from joining Liverpool. Liverpool do not want to sell Napoli and Inter Milan target Federico Chiesa, but could change their stance if Alexander Isak signs. Sky Sports, Liverpool will have to pay £40 million to land their top transfer target. Hello, Reds fan! Let's dive into today's updates on the biggest club in the world. Newcastle United left Alexander Isak out of the Premier League clash against Aston Villa at Villa Park. The striker, the subject of intense speculation this summer, has been strongly linked with Liverpool, who made a bid earlier this month. After confirming the absence, manager Eddie Howe told TNT Sports, "It's no different from the last few weeks. He's not here today, we're without him, and we need to adapt. We're still trying to be competitive, and I think today will be a big test." Aston Villa did very well last year. We know how difficult it is to play here, but we're excited. Isak, 25, missed Newcastle's entire preseason. Howe had already hinted that the player would not be part of his plans at the start of the campaign, which has now been confirmed with the release of the official lineup. The attacking trio for the opener consisted of Harvey Barnes, Anthony Elanga, and Anthony Gordon. The latter, a natural left winger, was deployed centrally, a role he had filled during Isak's absence in preseason matches. The Swedish striker finished last season as the Premier League's second highest scorer, with 23 goals behind only Liverpool's Mohamed Salah. His absence is therefore a major blow for the Magpies. Newcastle opened their 2025-26 season against Aston Villa and will face Liverpool at St. James Park on August 25th. Despite the uncertainty, Howe recently admitted there could still be a way for Isak to return to the squad. However, journalists such as David Ornstein insist that the striker has made up his mind to leave and has been planning a transfer for over a year. Isak did not feature in any preseason games. Initially, his absence was attributed to a thigh issue, but medical checks later ruled that out. According to reporter Fraser Fledger, the player is pushing for an exit after frustrations in negotiations and concerns over his sporting ambitions. He has even moved out of his Newcastle home and informed the club he no longer intends to play for them. Liverpool submitted an official bid worth £110 million, which was rejected. The club is expected to return with an improved offer between £120 and £130 million, while Newcastle are holding out for £150 million. Speaking to NBC Sports, Ornstein said, "It is without doubt the biggest story of the summer. Alexander Isak has no intention of playing for Newcastle again. That's his stance. Even if no deal is struck before the window closes, he does not see himself reintegrated into Eddie Howe's squad. It's a drastic situation." Reports in England also suggest that Isak has already agreed to a 6-year contract with Liverpool. Newcastle, meanwhile, are searching for alternatives in the market with Juan Visa and Gonzalo Ramos on their radar. According to journalist Craig Hope, such moves could pave the way for Isak's transfer to the Reds. The future of Federico Chiesa is once again the subject of speculation in the European market. The 27-year-old Italian forward, currently at Liverpool, is being monitored by Serie A clubs such as Inter Milan and Napoli, but the English side are not rushing to let him go. According to the printed edition of Gazzetta dello Sport via FC Internews, Inter Milan see Chiesa as an alternative target to strengthen their attack if they fail to sign Ademola Lookman from Atalanta. Napoli, Serie A champions in 2023, are also keeping tabs on the forward as they aim to bring in a new winger this summer. The club has even considered bringing back Eljif Elmas, but Chiesa is viewed as a more impactful option to reinforce the squad. Despite the Italian interest, Liverpool have no intention of negotiating Chiesa's departure at the moment. After losing key names such as Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez, the board believe they cannot afford to lose further attacking depth. Moreover, Chiesa has already proven his worth by scoring a decisive goal in the opening 4-2 win over Bournemouth in the Premier League. Although not yet seen as an undisputed starter under Arne Slot, Chiesa has shown his value and remains an important figure at Anfield. Gazzetta dello Sport highlights, however, that the situation could change if Liverpool succeed in signing Alexander Isak from Newcastle United. Talks for the Swedish striker are ongoing and, if finalized, could open the door for Chiesa's potential exit. For now, Liverpool's stance is clear. Chiesa is not on the market. Still, the situation remains fluid and could take new turns before the transfer window closes, particularly if Isak arrives at Merseyside. Credits to Sky Sports News for revealing that Crystal Palace values Mark Guehi at more than £40 million, while Liverpool emerges as one of the main contenders for the English defender's signing. Talks have taken place between the Premier League champions and the London club, but there is still a significant gap in the player's valuation. Palace remains firm in its demands, reflecting Guehi's growing importance in their defense. There is also the possibility of including a player in the opposite direction as part of the negotiations, although no names have been mentioned so far. For Palace, the decision lies between selling now or risking losing the player for free next summer, when he could leave as a free agent. Liverpool's interest is clear, with Arne Slot looking to strengthen the defensive sector after winning the Premier League. Sky Sports highlighted that Liverpool have discussed signing Guehi, but at the moment there is a gap in the valuation. The player's composure on the ball and his ability to lead the defensive line make him an especially attractive target for a team competing on multiple fronts. The champions must now decide whether to push forward immediately in search of stability or wait for the potential free agent condition in 12 months. At present, Guehi is happy at Selhurst Park. According to Sky Sports, the player is happy to stay at Palace and play in Europe. If Palace were to reach an agreement with Liverpool, he would be willing to talk, but that has not happened yet. His ambition to play in continental competitions could also influence his next steps, depending on the club's performance this season. The defender's camp is aware that several Premier League and European clubs are monitoring the situation and know he could be available for free next year. This increases the pressure on Palace, which will have to balance its sporting needs with the risk of losing out on a lucrative sale. Liverpool, on the other hand, is well positioned to move, but negotiations will not be simple. Palace does not intend to compromise on its valuation, while the Reds may choose to wait to avoid overspending. Still, Guehi's future is seen as one of the most intriguing storylines of this transfer window. For Slot, the arrival of a young England international defender at just 24 years old could be crucial to strengthening the backline in a demanding calendar that includes the Champions League, domestic competitions, and the defense of the league title. Fans remember well how defensive absences in past seasons affected the team's performance, and Guehi's solidity could provide consistency and security. Although paying more than £40 million for Guehi may seem high, waiting until he is free could be risky, as other major clubs may act first. The defender is highly valued, and if he becomes a free agent, there will be strong competition. Among Liverpool fans, the possibility of including a player in the deal stands out, showing that the club is seeking creative solutions. The overall view is that Guehi would not just be squad depth, but a key piece to raise the team's defensive level for years to come. Thank you very much for watching until the end. See you next time!